Jesus, the author and perfecter of faith, who for the joy set before him endured the cross. You know, I was reading that a while back, probably a couple of years ago, and it stuck out to me how many times I've had the opportunity to engage with the heart of God in a situation, and for whatever reason, you know, embarrassment or just awkwardness, I just haven't, and I've shied away from it. And one time when I was reading through Hebrews, and I came across that scripture, and it hit me like a freight train, and I just thought, for the joy set before him, Christ endured the cross. And I was sitting there and I was going, what does that joy look like? The joy that lets Christ endure the cross, you know. And I think as Christians, it's really easy for us to get caught at the cross and let that overshadow the joy which follows it.
Yeah, come on.
But it's actually the joy which follows the cross which gives the cross its meaning.
Yeah.
And I think we're afraid that if we stop focusing on the cross, then we forget what God's done. But it's actually in the joy that follows that we find the meaning and the value of the cross.
This is good.
And so for me, this song's just a prayer from my heart that, you know, what would it be like if I got a taste of that joy? What would I be willing to endure? What would I be able to accomplish for the kingdom? What would it be like if my heart became like his heart?
Yeah.
What would it be like for me to experience something of that joy and be completely unstoppable because of it?
Yeah.
So for me, it's a super simple song. It's really singable. It's a real poppy sort of song.
Yeah.
But my hope is that when it gets to that bridge, it causes people just to pause for a second and actually realise what they're singing about and what they're engaging with. And hopefully for them, like for me, it's a challenge to search out the joy of the Lord, to search out the goodness of God that we get beyond the cross, that is given to us freely, and to engage with that so that we can find it in every situation. Every time we see that person who's struggling, or we just hear that voice that says, you know what, maybe it's just a moment to give them some encouragement, rather than shying away from it or doing it half-heartedly or from a sense of duty. We do it out of that place of just the joy that's set before us in that situation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it's a song that it had already become a real church anthem for us.
Yeah.
But before we actually decided to record it, just that line, "Have my whole heart."
Yeah.
You know, it's this real big church declaration chorus, and bringing that to the recording process, it was really cool. Just capturing that with all kinds of just this big jamboree of nonsense, just capturing the sound of, you know, a community, just to being together, just declaring this line. That was great.
Yeah. I really love the simplicity of the song as well. Like, it was so easy to start doing it at youth. That was really cool, just to see, especially when we did it for the first time, to see just all these kids like screaming, "Have my whole heart to God," and just giving their hearts up. It's just something that translates, I guess, among the whole church, like in a community.
Yeah.
And it just, it's taking me back so much. I love it.
That's great.